So this model kit review is of the 2010 Ford Shelby GT500. It is a massive box. It's a 1/12 scale model, and it is by Revell. This is a photograph of the actual car, and really struggling to kind of fit all of this in here. Here is a picture of the finished model cockpit. There is the engine bay and the cockpit there. Let's see if we can see some of these details here. Some of the dimensions there. It's just a massive, massive box. I can't fit it all on the screen. So let's have a look on the inside here. Let's see what we've got. Absolutely massive. Many sprues. Lots and lots of parts. Lots and lots of parts. We're not going to have space to fit all this stuff up here. I mean, there really are just many parts in here. So, let's sort through all these sprues. It's an absolutely massive model. What an absolute monster. So, first of all here, let's have a look at our body. That's the classic Mustang body here. Very well molded. We've got some nice details here. These are all recessed. Very clean. Here's our windshield wipers molded in, as well as the grill there for the water channel, and our front bumper. Here is our hood, and some detail there. That's nice detail there on the underside of the hood. That'll fit in right there. Here we have the floor pan with the these are our supports here for suspension. Looks like a battery, and the engine bay here. And that's going to go on top of our chassis. Some nice detail molded into the chassis here. Spare tire. And here's where our engine's going to sit. Just absolutely massive. It's going to go kind of like that. Next, we'll have a look at the inside of our cockpit. And here we have our steering wheel here with the part of the control column. Here's our central console with the stick shift there. Here's the inside of the left-hand door. Here we have the inside of the right-hand door with some nice detail there. These are our visors, and then handbrake and our pedal box there. Okay, next we have our tires. They're vinyl, unfortunately, not rubber. These are our rear tires. You can tell the difference there. One is wider than the other. Still got some flex to it. Next we've got our chrome parts. And looks like we've got some wheel parts here. Those are very nice chrome. And then these are our tail lights, the classic 3 brake lights there, headlights over here. There is our rear mirror, side mirrors, and then I'm not sure if that's a gas cap or something. Oh, look at that, there's the Cobra snake. That is very nice. Next, we have got our seats. So there's our rear seats and front seat, nicely molded, good level of detail. That's the back there of those front seats. Here's our dashboard, look at that. Great level of detail there. Now here is where it gets interesting, because we've got a lot of engine parts here. So look at that, nice details there. This is our main engine block. This looks like our oil pan. No, there's the oil pan there. This must be our air intakes there. We've got lots of belts and pulleys there. And then there's the front of our case. Here are the exhaust headers, all very nicely molded. Here is the, actually this is the main engine case here, and then we've got our transmission molded in there. These are our wheel rims. Not sure, that might be brake pads. We'll have to look and see what that's for. And this one here looks like we've got some lights. And we have to cut that. Just so we can see it. There's our tail lights, the classic Mustang 3 lights. Very nicely molded. Here is our tail. Spoiler and door handles. You can see there's some detail for the key, and these must be for our axles for the wheels. We've got some parts that have fallen out. Next we have black sprues here. This is our subframe, and here you can see our rear axle with differential, and we've got our springs molded in there. Here are our grills, nicely molded. That's pretty clean. Okay. As I said, there are lots of parts here to go through, an incredible amount of detail. So here is our exhaust system. It comes down from the headers, combines here, and then we've got our mufflers. Here are the disc brakes, side mirrors there, and this must be the other side of the wheel hub probably. Then here is, that's probably part of our actually I don't know what that's for. This looks like this is part of our engine bay. We've got some fluids here. Here's our air intake. We've got a big fan. This is the filter for the air intake. And that's probably must be part of our engine bay there. Hose pipes probably for our radiator. There's our radiator with the fan shroud. It's an interesting design. Here's our steering rack and steering column. Also got our this is the firewall here with our brake booster and our suspension. And then we have all of our suspension parts here, as well as this looks like the part of our drive shaft there, and that's probably our battery there. All very nicely molded. Okay, next we've got glass. And we've got lots and lots of glass parts here for our this is for our rear quarter panel, headlights, and that's the part that's already fallen off there. So okay, that's complete. And then, oh look at that, nice, our front and rear windshield. You can see they've got some etching there, and the same with this. Make sure we don't lose that part. Okay, now we're going to have a look at our decals. It's a very large sheet of decals with lots of white stripes. Some details for the inside of the car, and then probably for the engine bay, and then we've got it's an instrument panel and our license plate. Let's have a look at our instructions. So here's the full Shelby Mustang, a GT500, and those are the colors needed. Lots of different parts listings there. So we start off with the engine, and we build up the engine. As I said, lots of parts to that engine. We build our seats and start to build the cockpit. And then dashboard and our brake booster. All those parts go in there. Mount our engine and radiator. Then our exhaust goes in there. And we've got our suspension parts. That's for the front subframe. And, there we go. That's what that is. That's actually a splitter on the front. And then we've got our rear axle and drive shaft going on there. And then our rear suspension and sway bar. And we start to put our wheels together. Those are then mounted with the brakes. We mount our cockpit on the chassis. We start to build the front of the car, cover up our headlights, and then our front and rear glass is mounted, along with our side view or rear view mirror. And then we build the back of the car, including our tail lights, spoiler, and mount the body on the chassis. And oh, it is exhaust metal tips, nice. And then we've got some parts for the engine bay as well, including our air intake. And then we put our hood on, as well as the side components. There's our painting and decal guide. I'm probably not going to use those decals because they look a bit thin. What ends up happening is you paint this red or blue and it shows through those decals, so it's best just to paint them. Kind of like they do the real car with just tape. So all in all, that's an amazing kit. Really well modeled, great level of quality and detail.